Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat, the Friday episode, the end of the week, the first Friday in August.
Sail you into the weekend.
Sail you into the weekend. Maybe some of you going sailing.
A lot of boaters out there.
A lot of boaters, especially if you live in Newport. Newport Harbor is filled with some MAGA boaters.
I feel like Marina Del Rey is packed with boaters. Isn't that where Pete boats?
Yeah, I mean, I think this time of year, if you could be on a boat, you should always be on a boat. Before we get into today's episode, I wanted to, our friend Anthony was very adamant about some corrections from last episode. One is Jonathan Swan, the interviewer on Axios HBO's, which I thought was British, is actually Australian. So I didn't verify that, but is that, I assume that he's correct.
I believe Anthony, but that does sound like a British accent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Australians wearing suits, to be honest with you. I feel like they're in board shorts most of the time. I know there's a lot of Australian listeners, but I just feel
definitely
like...
an athletic crowd.
Yeah, you're wearing board shorts. You know, you're seeing kangaroos. Like, I don't know what's going on over there.
He is Australian.
He is Australian.
Fact check.
Okay, good. The other correction, which... It's not really a correction. You can just argue if the impact of the acquisitions. I said the only good acquisitions Google has made was YouTube, and Anand said applied semantics. Anthony pointed out that it was Android, which obviously became this huge business.
Yep.
But my argument to that is they could have bought any operating system and it would have been big.
And DoubleClick.
Which that was big.
Helped their ad product dramatically.
Yeah. Everything else, trash still.
Yeah. Google.
Nest. But Nest was already big.
They bought Fitbit, which is still under
Fitbit,
review.
I don't think is going to get approved.
But the point we were making is they're okay with buying and failing.
Yeah.
And they're okay with reinvesting their profits rather than dividending out to shareholders.
Yeah.
Which is why there's 5 companies leading the entire market surge.
Yeah.
Because they all have that same mindset.
It's the, I don't know if when we were younger, there was an investing strategy called the dogs of the Dow. And those were the big companies that had big dividends. And it was mainly your oil companies, your tobacco companies. They just dividend out the cash. And like we said, they never invested in innovation.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Philip Morris or what's Altria didn't invent vaping is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you think about the airline industry.
Yeah.
They've, I think, leading the pack in share buybacks as opposed to improving air travel. Imagine if one airline reinvested profits in the prime. Obviously now, the economy's in shambles, but if anyone reinvested in better air travel.
Why can't you get places faster? How about we start with that?
Yeah, improvement
if you got to New York 45 minutes faster, you would be the biggest airline in the world.
And you can argue we've regressed because the Concorde existed, which shortened the flight between New York and London. And now, how funny is it that LA to New York is faster than LA to somewhere shorter than New York just because they're trying to maximize the amount of oil they're burning on turnaround flights? It
just makes no sense in the way they are approaching. These large companies are just ripe to always get disrupted. The other thing that's super interesting is, so I tweeted out the other day about Microsoft and TikTok. And I said, Microsoft market cap went up $75 billion on the possibility of buying TikTok. So it's basically free at this point. Taylor kind of flushed it out, posted on LinkedIn, and he gave me credit on it, to be fair. He put CC at Dee Murthy. And that post went insanely viral. Stock twits, which we actually had a conversation with the guy. I think he's going to come on the pod soon.
Yep.
Thanks to our friend Michael. Posted it and said, this is what, this idiot thinks of M&A. All these finance accounts posted it. Just to be clear, it was hyperbole. The idea is that it's basically a free option is what I put out into the universe because I said the increase of market cap and everyone commented like, this is not how M&A works. I'll counter by saying money is free right now.
Yep.
$75 billion of market cap increase and practically 0% interest rate, I'm still going to double down on the fact that it's effectively a free option for Microsoft to buy TikTok if they choose to.
I think all the big 5 tech companies should be so acquisitive right now. And I know they're not going to be allowed to buy within their core business. Just buy other stuff.
Yeah. Like Apple should just buy Ford.
Sure.
Why not? It's nothing. That's like a day's sale of iPhone.
And then figure out how to do self-driving cars with them.
Exactly.
It's such a fascinating time because stocks have never been more expensive. So you have all this currency, and those 5 companies are sitting on so much cash.
On top of unlimited access to debt.
It would be really interesting to sit in a boardroom. Like, what are they discussing? You know, Google is probably talking about so many different moonshots. Yeah. Apple probably toys around with ideas, is just trigger shy. Yeah. Facebook, their hands are tied.
Yeah,
Facebook allowed to do anything.
Maybe could buy like...
They could go into climate change.
Yeah. Like if they say we're starting a green initiative, maybe we'd let them do it.
Yeah.
But I think Apple could probably get away with murder and who they can acquire.
I think Amazon too.
Yeah.
As long as
it's not in the e-commerce space.
Yeah.
And I don't think they can buy anyone in logistics. They can't buy UPS or FedEx. And they're not going to allow that shit. So, but I agree. You go buy, like Microsoft buying TikTok is such an odd combo. They're going to approve it. If it came down to it.
Yeah. Why did Microsoft buy LinkedIn?
Yeah.
That was nothing core to their product.
They would never let Facebook buy LinkedIn. No chance. So anyways.
That's inherently TikTok's going to be sold at a discount because the people that they fit the most with, like a Google or Facebook, they're not going to be allowed.
No.
And then who else would buy it? Apple's not buying it. Amazon's not buying it.
No.
Even though there's like rumors, but they're all denying it. And I don't see any reason for Apple to buy TikTok.
Yeah. If it was, I'll make crazy predictions on who I think everyone should buy. I think Apple should buy Ford, and I think Apple should buy a healthcare company.
Healthcare, I like.
Okay.
Because health is clearly an initiative for Apple.
Yes. So I like anything in healthcare with Apple, and I like a car company.
Amazon could go into healthcare.
I think, I was going to say that too. I think, Google cannot buy healthcare because of data privacy. They're not going to get approved for anything like that. I think Google can also buy a hardware company. It could be a car company. It could be a hardware tech company. I think
they're not afraid of hardware either.
No. So I think Fitbit is too close to the chest because of personal data. But I think there are other things like cars. I think anyone could buy a car company.
Who should Netflix buy?
Should buy a movie studio. They should buy Quibi. I think it's about content. It's just a race. For them, it's an arms race to content. They don't need any technology. They should just buy content.
But they should buy something non-core just because their stock's so expensive.
Sure. I just don't know if they have the infrastructure like some of these other people have.
Shopify should go on a buying spree.
Shopify should buy logistics companies. That is the one thing that Shopify does not have built out yet.
Yep.
They should buy UPS or FedEx.
Let's see what the market cap of UPS
I don't know if they can afford it. But maybe they can buy OnTrack in California.
But start regional.
There's regional carriers you can buy. I also like Amazon buying like CVS. I want Amazon to buy a national pharmaceutical retailer that also has, enough retail locations to act as distribution centers.
So they did buy PillPack, which we were investors in.
That's
delivery of pharmaceutical and then prescriptions.
And CVS allows them to get into healthcare, retail, the date, like understanding products. You can connect Amazon and CVS. I love CVS, Rite Aid. I don't know who's the biggest now, but one of those players. I love them getting into that space.
I mean, they bought Whole Foods, so why not?
Yeah, I think they'd let them buy a pharmacy business. That's what I really like. And then Facebook, I think, should buy a gun company, Smith & Wesson.
Just because that's what they're
effectively their social media weapon. So they should get in the weapons industry.
Yeah, I mean, if the other thing to note is if TikTok sells for $50 billion, whatever the number is, that's 15 to 20 billion higher than Snapchat's worth.
Yeah.
And Twitter.
Yeah.
Each.
We would all argue that that's fair valuation given we don't see the cultural relevance and ad.
But that's pure cultural relevance because there's no ad product yet,
there
right?
is. It's become a big ad buying tool.
But do you know anyone advertising?
Yes. I mean, you know who advertises probably the most is Robinhood. Robinhood themselves are spending millions of dollars on that damn platform. I know brands that are seeing a lot of success on prospecting customers on TikTok.
So where does the ad show up?
It's in the feed. It'll just show up. Like, do you ever worry about car insurance? Like, it's all fintech. Half the ads are fintech because they know they can manipulate young people.
Right. I'd be curious to see the numbers.
Yeah,
But I mean, if Microsoft's obviously a smart company, so if they're willing to pay $50, which is more than Snap and Twitter.
It's just an option. It's like, we'll figure it out. We'll let LinkedIn salespeople sell ads.
Because think about it, you can raise debt at damn near 0%.
That's so back to the article what Taylor posts is that all these like finance hacks that they're not like true investment bankers, and so they all got really insulted by the post, and it went viral. And so everyone started kind of bashing it. And Taylor was like, you didn't even tag me? Which I agree.
Yeah,
if you're going to sit there and roast the guy, you should at least tag him. And then Taylor today posted, he's like, this is the guy who actually posted it and he tagged me.
But the problem with finance hacks is they were exposed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because not one of these quote unquote geniuses could explain the stock market.
No.
And now they're like, oh, it was just the Fed backstopping. We all knew it all the time. Yeah. Fucking 5 months later of uninterrupted gains, now.
Yeah.
No one knew in April why the fuck the stock market was going up.
Yeah. So that's why
you're still a finance hack.
You're still a low level finance hack. Because if you're high level, you're too busy vacationing to be sending out tweets.
The high level finance hacks actually knew what was going on and made billions of dollars and now on their yachts.
Yes. And you can't find them.
Yes. They're very quiet.
Yes, they are very quiet. That's interesting. But yeah, I thought we'd share that story. Really funny. I love social media. I love how like Taylor's gone viral a few times now. It just shows like if you keep throwing darts, you will hit a bullseye.
But Taylor's formulaic in the way he does it. Like he knows he's pissing people off.
Yeah.
And that's what goes viral.
Yeah. Yeah, he's smart about it. So let's get into some news. The first big news, I think, is the U.S. has the State Department lifts global do not travel advisory. So you're now free to travel. The problem is it is not clear where and when, and all those details have not been revealed yet. But there is a possibility that travel is coming back soon. So
this is what's interesting about this is that it kind of strikes me as the way the State Department gives reviews on countries.
Yeah.
So if you were to go to the State Department website and you go into tourism and you click on India.
Yeah.
If you read what they say about what goes on in India, you would never visit in a million years.
No.
Because they say like you can get
scary.
Killed,
even Mexico.
Mobs and this and that.
Mexico always has travel advisory.
Right. So this is just nothing. Yeah. Because people have been traveling. You can fly to London.
Yeah.
You can fly to Mexico. And then the funny thing is they say non-essential travel to Mexico is still banned through August. My entire Instagram feed
is Cabo.
It's Cabo and Tulum.
Well, Cabo is essential.
It's essential travel for influencers.
Yes.
Because they need a party.
Yes. It's interesting. I talked to someone that listens to the podcast. He has a brand called Johnny Vacay. So, you could judge he's usually on vacation.
Yep.
He was telling me, sent me a picture that he was in Monaco. And I was like, how the hell did you get to Monaco? He ended up being able to go for work. Someone that was like delivering a yacht or a boat or I don't know what exactly. But he went through customs. He had paperwork to show that he was here for work from America, and they let him into the country. He said that someone else that was trying to meet them to come was not allowed to come in.
So he's a U.S. citizen?
U.S. citizen.
And didn't have to quarantine?
But no, he didn't have to quarantine, but he had paperwork that he was there for work. He said that he had to fly through Iceland, and in Iceland, they just asked him a bunch of questions like, are you sick? Are you this? And he just obviously said no. And he, is now in France.
Vacationing.
Monaco. He says he's working, but he's
Johnny
Monaco.
Vacay.
Yeah, Johnny Vacay. Check him out.
If you ask him what do you do for work, and your name's Johnny Vacay.
It's a great name. So we'll have to see. I'm curious to see and more importantly, forget what the rules and the laws are. Does this change psyche? Like,
just because
because that's what I think they're trying to do. Because there was a statement even Andrew Cuomo said over, I think yesterday, he said, rich New Yorkers get back into town so they could start spending money.
Yeah, they're losing so much tax revenue. New York and California are fucked. The longer this work from home, they're going to lose. It's all high earners. The only people that are allowed to work from home are people who make over six figures.
Yeah.
At all these companies, right? Yes. Permanently. Like Uber's now through 2021 summer.
Google's
Google,
already,
right?
Facebook.
Like all those people like Taylor moving to Austin because they can't. Why would you live in a 2-bedroom apartment in San Francisco and you live in a house in Austin?
Yeah.
That's a lot of tax revenue they're losing.
Yeah. And I think in a city like New York where there was so much uncertainty and now these people, I think I'm really curious to see what happens to the Midwest and Northeast in the winter.
Yeah.
So I don't care what anyone says, come flu season, whether Corona is real or not, people are going to freak out because you're going to be coughing, you're going to be sneezing. I mean, it's just going to be panic.
A lot of fevers in the flu season.
A lot of fevers. So people are just going to, the panic is going to be so crazy. You're not going to want to be in a cold climate.
Yeah, because cold climate means indoors.
Indoors, and which spreads faster.
Yeah.
So, if school's back in session and it's January 15th, and I just don't see people like enduring cold climate and during this pandemic. These people are going to go to other parts of the country.
So you're saying there has to be a vaccine by the winter?
I say a highly distributed one. Otherwise, I think the country's going to be toast.
So if you think about most of the spread was probably between January and March.
Yeah.
And we just didn't even know it was here.
Yeah.
And it really picked up in March.
Yeah.
But it was clearly here in February, right?
Yeah, I think the first case in America was...
But they didn't even know what their case was, right? People could have just come in and they just thought it was like, terrible pneumonia.
Obviously there will be social distancing. People will still be wearing masks and there will be all these things. My concern is there's just going to be the normal set of flu and cold things that happen with the weather changing and just, habits changing. So I'm curious to see how that part of the country really takes it on. This part of the country, meaning Los Angeles, has lost its fucking mind. Eric Garcetti, our mayor, has put out a statement saying that he is authorizing the DWP to shut off power and water to properties, including houses and businesses that are in violation of gathering regulations as means to shut these places down permanently.
He's lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
This is like a dictator.
Yeah, this is communism. This is dictatorship.
And is that even legal? And what are you proving? You're going to starve them of water and power? You're going to basically force them into effectively third world lifestyle?
Yeah, I think in New York City, they're doing the travel restriction for people to come in. They're asking people to come back and spend money. This guy's shutting down water and power. These are Democratic mayors. I think they need to consult the Democratic National Party before they make any stupid fucking laws and rules. Because this does affect elections.
Yeah, and if you want to enforce rules of social distancing, have cops patrol neighborhoods and see if there's parties. Have people complain. You don't turn their water and power off.
Yeah.
And we haven't been given any guidance of, is there going to be reopening or is this it? Why aren't we hearing what's the status? We hear California is doing better.
Yeah.
But why not give benchmarks? We get to here, then these things get to open.
Yeah.
So let's get to this benchmark.
Well, that's too much analytical thinking for politicians. They're not capable of thinking like that.
Because all you're doing at this point is just angering the population.
Yep.
Because there's no plan and there's no sign of any reopening.
Yep.
And now everyone's going to party. Obviously, use your judgment, but at this point, if you're young and you're doing that, I really can't say anything.
Yeah, look, my feeling is I'll be honest, I get upset when I see the partying on social media. If I did not see it, I don't think I'd give a shit.
Yeah, as long as it's not around you.
Exactly. And I think the problem, the real reason is when you see it on social media, it gets politicians to do dumb things like this. So if you're going to go throw a party and go hang out with friends and do whatever you want, put the goddamn phones down.
It's not that hard.
It's so easy. I have not been sharing anything I'm doing like I normally do.
And it's not cool to be partying.
No.
It's shameful.
It is shameful. It's beyond me that people can't control themselves. You get to enjoy and do whatever you want if you put your phone down. Can you believe that? If people can't do it.
Unbelievable.
In not so shocking news, another 1.2 million Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week. Stock market unhinged, up, NASDAQ record high.
And this is the first week that the extra 600 is not available.
Yeah, and eviction notices are flying. Our Congress, Senate and House are on vacation.
Yeah, they should be. It's August.
Everyone's on vacation in August. Johnny Vacay. Get to Monaco, senators.
It's open.
There's no reason these fucking clowns are on vacation. And then we're seeing week after week, million plus people are filing for unemployment. There's no plan of a new stimulus package that looks like it's going to get passed by next week.
Yeah, the only shot is Trump saying by executive order.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do it.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I'm telling you, if I'm him, tell the Senate Republicans, delay, let there be mass suffering financially, August and September. We'll crater the market. It's already a record high now. Who cares if it corrects 10, 15%? Let a bunch of people lose their jobs, lose their houses, blah, blah, blah. They're selfish people anyways. They don't care about the country. Let it all come. Uncle Donnie comes October, gives the stimulus package of a lifetime. He wins the election.
But it's good politics right now when you're already sliding in the polls. And
just wait. Just get the last minute boost.
Bernie Sanders went on a Twitter rant. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see it.
So basically listing out and in anger how much billionaires have made in the last 5 months because the stock market's on fire, and he listed 467 billionaires. This is the problem with the left's approach. You can't attack the rich. Just fight for the people in need. So instead of just complaining that Jeff Bezos made $73 billion during the pandemic or whatever the number is, just say that 600 needs to start right away, or 600 needs to go to 800. Why are you? It's the wrong fight.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're not going to get anything done if you go after the rich.
Yeah.
We've proven that money can be printed endlessly.
Yeah.
So just print it for the people in need.
Just print money for everyone. Everyone gets money. This is the new world. Everyone's rich.
Yeah, because the stock market's going to stay high.
Yeah.
As long as the Fed keeps pumping money in. So why not just pump money into the people, American people?
Yeah, I agree.
It makes no sense. And it's good politics for Republicans. Why are they fighting this?
For what?
Why are they fighting the 600 needs to go down to 300?
Republicans?
Yes.
Because I think Republican business owners that are in, call it the red states, are having a hard time. I talked to someone in Texas who has a pretty decent sized business manufacturing products there. He said, I cannot get people to come back to work.
But there was a study. Axios put out a study saying that's just not true.
I think there are anecdotally.
Yeah, I think there's anecdotal stories. But if you look at by and large, if there's a job, people are going to take it because they want the longer term security.
I think in big cities and big states, yes. I think in California, I think in New York, I think in those states, which are all blue, I think that's the case. I think in the Midwest, in certain manufacturing, farming areas, I think it's a problem. I do think, because getting $600 a week and living in Indiana is fucking good money.
And do you know what's, so that's disincentive, right? That's what people will say.
Yeah.
You know what's also disincentive? Just pumping the stock market endlessly and not focusing on a company's actual productivity and returns.
The finance hacks don't understand that.
No, they're too smart for us,
They're too smart. They don't know that, Microsoft stock goes up, you get to buy TikTok. They figured all that out. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, unemployment has no impact on the equity market. On to politics. Facebook and Twitter going after the Donald. Really shocked about this one. Facebook removed a Trump post over coronavirus misinformation rules. And it was false claims that a group of people are immune to COVID. And I think it was talking about children.
Yes.
My view is that schools should be open. If you look at children are almost, and I would almost say definitely, but almost immune from this disease, which is just a lie. Not almost definitely is a lie. Sure, if he had just worded it slightly different, it would be accepted, but he's lying.
And Facebook has, of all the things they won't do on fake news, they made it part of their initiatives in March, April, that there will be no disinformation on COVID-19.
Yeah.
This clearly violates their policy, so they actually removed it.
Yeah.
But it shows you how they can actually solve the fake news problem, but they just choose not to, because spreading misinformation on the coronavirus actually kills people.
Yeah.
But so does spreading misinformation about like conspiracy theories.
Yeah. They just don't want to be the arbiter of conspiracies.
But they are. They just did.
Yeah.
They created a policy that violated everything they talk about.
I agree. I don't think they want to dip their toe into that world. And it keeps them away from regulation, because all the conspiracy theories are mostly right-leaning. Yeah.
And we're in a right-leaning government.
Yeah, I get it.
Good politics.
The Manhattan DA, let me tell you, they are getting aggressive. You know, I think they woke a sleeping giant. Attorney General Barr fired the Manhattan District Attorney, whatever. What was it, the New York Attorney General?
Yep.
What was it, a month ago?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic.
They are it's an onslaught. They're going to go after everybody. The first one they're going after is Donnie. They have required Deutsche Bank to give financial records of Donald Trump to the Manhattan District Attorney. They feel that there was the Trump University there's a lot of fraudulent stuff there. His charity, there was money laundered through there. There's just a pattern of financial crimes across a lot of Donald's businesses, and Deutsche Bank is the bank that he's banked with because they're crooks. So
Deutsche Bank is showing up in every single
whoever runs Deutsche Bank must be like, their board meeting like, we don't give a flying fuck how you make money. You sell drugs, you kill people, you sell arms. Come on to our bank.
I'm surprised. Did Jolo stick Deutsche Bank or just Goldman? I feel like he was just Goldman.
Yeah,
he wants a prestige. He's a high profile guy.
Yeah, he went to Penn. He's
around A-listers. He wants the A-list bank.
Yeah, you don't want to be a Deutsche Bank. Like, you can't walk down the street and go to Deutsche Bank. But yeah, I mean, this Manhattan. The DA in New York is like aggressive. And
so we're 90 days away from an election. There's a decent chance that Donald Trump is no longer the president. These investigations aren't going to stop.
No, it's going to...
I think they might intensify.
Yeah, and I think this is why people think there's like this slight chance he just does not run for president.
He loses and just walks away with the bargain.
Yeah, just be like, I'll walk away quietly.
No more lawsuits on the election.
Yeah.
Because he's already threatening to tie up the entire election in litigation.
Yeah, I mean, he's been threatening the Postal Service. Apparently, Postal Service can, deliver IRS checks. They can deliver stimulus checks. But God forbid...
Credit cards.
Everything that's sensitive is delivered through the U.S. Postal Service except votes. So I think it'll be a really interesting play on how he handles the next 90 days. If I'm him and you still have a horse in the race and as far as being a business person, fucking drop out. But with the caveat, you go to Biden's camp.
I'll give you Kushner.
Like, I'll throw my son-in-law so I can date my daughter. I'll throw Kushner under the bus. You could throw him in jail, however many years you have to. But I'm out. And you're not going to prosecute me. If I'm Biden, I'm like, all right, great. Drop out of the race.
He may forget by the time.
I'm hoping someone else is in the room. I hope it's not a one-on-one.
Yeah, if you're Donald and that's the bargain, make sure
Donald's gonna be like, do you have anyone here that could potentially record this conversation so it's clear that this deal has been made? And then Joe Biden goes, I don't recall this conversation.
But it just shows you how much Republicans are out executing Democrats, because I don't know what the percentage is, but the majority of the country is left of center at this point. It's either center or left of center.
Yeah.
But Republicans still control the power.
Yeah.
So the stopping of mail-in votes is basically like we're trying to rule by being the minority.
Yeah.
And the only way Republicans have stayed in power is gerrymandering and voter suppression.
Yeah, they're good at that.
But like, how long does that last? Because the shift is already there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was reading a thread by a staunch Republican, and he was like, "Look, we have like 1, maybe 2 election cycles left before we lose everything."
Yes,
like
the demographics have shifted. It's over.
I mean, if Joe Biden is slightly coherent leading up to the election, he could win every state, all 50 states. Alabama and Mississippi, maybe.
Yeah.
He could lose Georgia. You could lose Florida.
He'll lose Montana, Wyoming, just for guns.
Okay.
So those guys like to hunt.
So you could 45 states?
I mean, I don't know what the number is, but it should be a landslide. If he were Joe Biden of the mental capacity of 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The beginning of...
He could win all the states.
Yeah.
I just think I don't see, like, the demographic shift is so big, and the people that vote are still like, you know, they're the older set who are going to go out and vote, and they are leaning left in this particular election. So, I mean, the other thing that I wanted to touch on in regards to the New York Attorney General is looking to sue the NRA, or is suing the NRA, to dissolve the gun group for financial fraud. Looks like the top of the top at NRA were stealing money.
Yes.
And like it looks like it was like $59 or $60 million.
Private jets.
Everything.
You name it. Everything under the sun.
You expect the person that runs the NRA is a sleazebag, and it totally played into it. This is why when you're like reckless, like how Trump has been with politicians, it's one thing. You get reckless with like attorney generals and people that still have checks and balance powers in this country. They're like, fuck it, we're going to go after everything. So like dismantling the NRA is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, so our good friend Adam Winkler, follow him on Twitter if you want to get really informed on the Second Amendment and specifically this issue. He's been tweeting a lot of great stuff about it.
Yeah.
He points out that dissolving the NRA would basically take all the funds in the NRA and go to the next set of donors.
Yeah.
It's like the money doesn't go to the government.
Yeah, I agree.
But the issue, I think, is the NRA is a brand.
Yeah.
When you think guns, you think NRA.
Yeah.
And these other gun rights organizations aren't mobilized like the NRA.
No, and it's going to, you're talking about decades of lobbying, corruption, and branding.
Yes.
Decades of branding. NRA, everybody knows the NRA. It's like Nike. You know the NRA. Whether you like it or not, you know what the NRA is. And I just don't see a world, if that gets dismantled, I don't care what anyone says, it makes a dent in the gun lobby.
Yes, absolutely. I think, obviously, guns aren't going away in our lifetime. We know that, and that's fine. We have to learn to live with them. That's what Adam Winkler always used to tell us. Like, there's more guns than people in the country. How are you going to get rid of them? So let's learn to live with them. Better laws.
Yeah.
That's the hope. If the NRA actually gets dissolved, they're not mobilized as well to be in the pockets of every politician.
Yeah, but Trump just told the NRA, you guys should move to Texas.
Is that what he said?
So that you don't have to deal with these jurisdiction.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. You can literally steal money, steal the American people's money, American donors, American companies.
Don't you think gun rights activists should be pissed? They're the ones donating to the NRA.
No,
and they stole their money.
No,
they turn a blind eye to it. They're like, he should be flying in a private jet with my money.
Everyone who runs is not NRA nonprofit.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, anyone who runs a nonprofit for guns should be flying private.
It'd be a good stat of how many of these large nonprofits fly private. Like, is the Red Cross sending their people in private planes?
Well, it depends. If they're like going to save like humanity, then maybe. I don't know if they're going to like Montana for the weekend. Are they flying private? NRA people definitely are. No doubt in my mind. They clearly. I mean, the allegations are here. They did everything wrong.
Yeah, if you're going hunting in Montana, you need a PJ.
Yeah, You want to fire off some pistols, you need a gun. You need a plane to fly with.
Yeah, you have to load up the PJ with all your guns.
The other interesting news in politic land is there are tons of reports now surfacing. Trump associates have been helping Kanye West land on presidential ballots. So he has his own people, Trump's own people, longtime Republican operatives are helping Kanye get on the ballot. So this is just to fuck with Biden. They can't be. There's no way like conservative white Republicans are like getting behind Kanye West for president. Give me a break.
But I also don't think the Kanye voter it's either the person who never was going to vote in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's really not taking from Biden. I bet the impact is minimal.
I agree.
Because if you're dumb enough to vote for Kanye, you probably weren't showing up to the polls.
Sure, but it is a distraction. If you're throwing everything in the kitchen sink, like I'm gonna, suspend the postal service, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Throw another wrench in the machine and say Kanye's running. Now he will steal the show. It's better for Kanye to steal the show for Trump, right? He's gonna say the most insane things, and it'll distract the fact that, like, think about it. Everyone's talking about TikTok getting banned. More people are dying I read a stat, every 80 seconds, someone in America is dying from COVID. We're distracted. We're too worried about TikTok.
You gotta dance.
And so Trump distracted everyone with this stupid, I want to cut. Give me my commission. Microsoft has to buy it. You have till September 15th. He's just distracting. Now, NRA moved to Texas. He's distracting from what's really the problem. No politicians even talking about unemployment?
No one.
Nobody's talking about it. It's the worst it's ever been.
Bernie Sanders is the only one. He's just coming at it in a terrible way.
Exactly. So, the fact that Kanye's good for the circus. It's a circus.
It's just disappointing. I don't even want to address it anymore.
Moving on.
He's a clown show.
Moving on to another clown show. Pete, read some ads. All right, we're back. I don't know what the hell is happening here, but why is the FBI SWAT team showing up at Jake Paul's house? It looked like he was the person orchestrating the Beirut bombings. That is what Jake Paul looked like. He was the way the cops showed up at his house.
SWAT team,
guns, people. When they hang on the car, like they're coming for like Bad Boys 3. Like it's just the most insane.
And the warrant is sealed, so we have no idea what they were looking for. Is this just because he threw the party and they want to fuck with him? And they're using government resources just to taunt YouTubers and influencers?
I think there is a lesson learning opportunity here. They probably think this guy is completely out of control and arrogant. They're saying that officers were seen collecting guns from the property. So I think they want to teach people a lesson. And Jake Paul's a big enough person. He's like one of the most famous young people on earth. Seeing him handcuffed is probably good for fear.
Yeah, just scaring influencers. Because Taylor Lorenz, who covers social media for the New York Times, wrote an article today saying that influencers will not stop partying.
Yeah.
And has referenced the Hype House and a bunch of other folks basically saying this is part of our job. We have to be in large gatherings and we have to party.
I'm okay. Lock them all up.
So the FBI is raiding Jake Paul like he is a Unabomber.
I mean,
to stop people from partying. So
to be fair,
is Garcetti telling the FBI, go raid all these influencers? We've got nothing else going on?
I don't know. I mean, Jake Paul also strikes me as someone that might be doing something shady. When I saw it, I was thinking child sex trafficking.
That is the trend on social media.
That is a very hot trend.
But what could he have?
Guns. If you have 30 guns, FBI should come to your house. I'm sorry. 30 guns.
If they're registered.
I mean, I'm saying unregistered 30 guns.
I feel like if there was any smoke, it would have come out by now. Like what they found.
Yeah.
Everything leaks. TMZ's on this story.
What if it's all fake and he just hired people to look like FBI?
No, I think it's real because they have a warrant. And like it's...
I mean, he's smart. He can just make a fake warrant.
Or you think he...
Called the FBI on himself?
Yes.
And said, I have guns.
Because he's leading up to a big fight.
Yeah. It's good hype. Hype house.
Yeah.
He is the best. So I wouldn't put anything...
I don't think he was phased.
No, I don't think anything faces him.
He probably laughed at the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, he knows this is I'm going to be the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a net positive for Jake Paul.
Nothing is a net negative for Jake Paul. He gets beat up people.
He's not... It was him or his brother that did the Japan where they were like filming people who died.
I don't know.
Or hanging from trees.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Do you know Tim?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't watch enough of the tube.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah, that was a few years ago. On to more important news. The Beirut explosion. What are the updates there?
I mean, so Donald Trump let off 48 hours ago saying it's definitely an attack. That's what the generals told him.
Didn't I say in our group chat, if I'm Donald Trump, I figure out a way to pin this on terrorism and start a war. And wars unite the country.
Then the next day, they confront him because I think it's pretty clear it was an attack. It was just incompetence by the government in storing really flammable and hazardous chemicals. And he goes, some people say it's attack. Some people say it's not attack. We don't know. Is it attack? He already did that little dance.
He loves that dance. I love that dance he does.
So I think the update is just really unfortunate. And people are trying to figure out why 2.7 tons of this
ammonium
nitrate was being stored haphazardly in the port of Beirut, the biggest port in the country.
Wow.
Like the whole country relies on Beirut.
So it sounds like the devastation of this explosion might crush the country.
So the country was already in a free fall.
Yeah.
Before this, the economy was cratering. The banks were becoming insolvent.
Yeah.
The pandemic. You add everything up, and then now, I was told that even in the richest buildings in Beirut, because the explosion shattered all the glass, people were sleeping with guns because anyone could just walk in.
Yeah.
So now you have this very poor country.
Yeah.
And there's obviously some selective well-to-do with artwork and whatnot, and everyone's terrified because it's going to be a free-for-all.
Yeah. I mean, there was apparently there's like this whole trend around the country where the sign says whose heads will be hang up the nooses. And it's just like people hanging out, with these signs and with rope because they're like, this country is going to face serious civil upheaval because the people just got screwed because of government incompetence.
Yeah. And this is where, I mean, in previous administrations, both Republican and Democratic, you would mobilize resources immediately because this is a national security threat for everyone.
Yeah, and instability of Lebanon is a big problem for the world.
It's a massive problem.
Yeah.
There are terrorist groups in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Hezbollah's in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Like, you don't fix the country and help them rebuild immediately.
I have faith in the CIA. I don't have faith in the president, though. I feel like the CIA operates...
It's in a lot of countries' best interest to keep Lebanon stable.
Yeah. You got to pump money in there. You got to make sure people are eating. Got to make people have proper health care. Because, what happens when everyone's angry and pissed off?
Bad things.
Yes.
Like, we're seeing it in the smallest level in the U.S.
Yeah.
What a whole generation of people that feel they're left behind, and they mobilized around protesting.
Yep.
And it was generally nonviolent, but if we have inequality lasting, it's not going to be nonviolent. And this is a country with poverty and corrupt politicians, corrupt government officials, and the whole country knows it, and things have been exposed. And there are terrorist organizations. It can get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I agree. And I don't think people understand. I think so much of what's happened in the last couple of years with Donald Trump, of like this nationalism pride, you forget why America was all over the world. America was keeping everybody in check for world peace and prosperity that benefited the American people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Trade.
Yeah.
Keeping Europe stable, keeping the Middle East stable helps the U.S.
Yes.
We got to sell them more shit.
Yes. And I don't think people realize why there are troops in Germany, why there are troops in the Middle East, why there are troops. Yes, it's an unfortunate part of the way the world works, but you enjoy your parties, you enjoy your homes, you enjoy your vacations, you enjoy the great American lifestyle. It's because we've kept everyone in check for decades.
It's not an accident that the U.S. military budget is bigger than the next 9 countries combined.
Yeah.
That is on purpose.
Yeah.
Because stability around the world helps the U.S. That was our great economic advantage.
Yeah.
We sold everyone our shit.
Yeah. We're a great exporter.
iPhones are everywhere.
Yeah. Facebook is everywhere.
Yes.
Everything. Google's everywhere. Why do you think those stocks are up?
Yeah.
Instability and the whole freaking puzzle cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think people need to really pay attention to see what's happening over there. It'll be interesting. What else we got here? So in the trade war in China, this whole TikTok thing has heated up to another level. China has come out and says it has no intention of becoming another United States. China's top diplomat has started calling out the U.S. for attempting to start a new Cold War by plunging the world into chaos and division. And so obviously this is on the heels of what's been happening, one with the trade negotiations, but it's really about TikTok. It's really about them, American government, trying to force a sale of TikTok. And what China came out and said, China does not export ideology and this is their quote, never interferes in other countries' internal affairs. That is all you fucking do. Your entire country interferes with other people's fucking affairs.
They had the NBA in a tizzy over a tweet.
Yes, you guys steal data. You guys steal professors' information. This is all you do as a country is steal other people's shit. This is why I get so pissed off when I saw journalists defending TikTok over American safety.
That's why, like, the left is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
why are you defending a Chinese company?
Just because it was Trump.
Yes.
That's the problem. Like, the ACLU defending TikTok as a form of expression.
Like New York Times.
Do you know what civil liberties are? Do you know who does not care about civil liberties? China.
Yeah, they literally don't follow any laws, any rules, any human rights things. They don't give a shit. And I think it's really, watching journalists defend and people defend TikTok. I don't care if the kids, fucking 16-year-old kid wants TikTok, whatever. I don't give a shit what he thinks.
Sure.
A journalist for the New York Times defending it is a fucking moron.
What's their stance? Just this, like...
Yeah, government shouldn't
interfere
with communication and this.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. We interfere all the time.
Yes.
Do your research.
Because they don't want to believe that. They don't want.
This is actually a national security threat.
Yes.
Hundreds of millions of Americans handing over the location, everything on their phone. Think about the malware that if TikTok wanted to just one day just fuck with the U.S.
Easy.
They have access to your phone.
Yeah. It's literally the most important thing every person has is their phone. And with 100 million American users are on TikTok, 100 million. What else can reach 100 million people that's not American? Fucking TikTok.
That's true. There is nothing else non-American.
Yeah.
Since
and
Netflix,
it's in the
Google,
hands
Facebook.
of our fiercest rival that would love to see our country decline.
And, China thinks long-term. So they got the youngest generation.
Yes. Defending them.
These kids are going to be around for the next 80 years and they're going to have all their fucking data.
Yeah. Yeah, because Addison Rae eventually is going to be 40.
Yes.
Be going to the polls. And they have her phone.
It's insane, especially when China bans all our apps.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you ban TikTok? It's just stupidity.
Yeah.
I can't hear one argument why TikTok shouldn't be banned.
No.
There isn't one that holds.
No, and I see so many people defending them. It's out of control. I don't care how good the platform is. I don't care how good the engineering is. It should not be allowed. And that goes to the next topic, which is Facebook conveniently launched Reels yesterday for 50 countries. Most interesting thing, I think, is where I think people where the shadiness comes up is Peter Thiel's on the board of Facebook. Mm-hmm. Early investor, very powerful, influential Trump fan. He has the president's ear. This is a great time to flex that power. I don't know if he's ever flexed it before. I don't think he ever really had a need to. But you go call Zuck. I think you should make sure you reel it in with reels and focus and launch this thing. I'll make sure TikTok is banned.
I also don't even think you need Peter Thiel. Zuck has a direct line to Trump. Facebook is core is the most biggest weapon that Republicans have had.
Yeah, and when I saw this, obviously everyone's like Facebook copied. I mean,
who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Everything's copied.
Everything's
who does it better?
Google is a copy. Search engine was a copy.
Yeah,
they did not invent it.
Lycos was there.
Yahoo, Alta Vista, Ask Jeeves. I can name 30 fucking search engines that you've never heard of that came before.
Yeah, just do it better.
Do it better. And
consumers ultimately, the U.S. is, for the most part, still a free market.
Yeah.
Customers decide.
Yeah.
Whoever has the best platform, they migrate towards.
Yeah. So, and I saw a lot of commentary. So I went on it. I posted a video. It's not TikTok. It's not there yet. And if it was Triller, I'd be like, okay, I think it's going to be tough. I agree. I think Triller can make it in some sort of form, but like, I agree with your argument on the engineering.
Yes.
Facebook has it. Okay. They're fucking almost $1 trillion company.
Or they can invest in it. Yes.
If they want to put $50 billion and steal every Chinese engineer and move them to America, they can do it.
Or just go to India.
Yeah, whatever. My point is there's no lack of intelligence on the Facebook side to compete with it. And everyone's like, they've never been able to launch anything successfully. I mean, that's a ridiculous statement.
Instagram stories.
Story just is $100 billion business.
And it's way bigger than Snapchat.
Way bigger. They stole it.
Yes.
Boom. Messenger. Messenger is just effectively WhatsApp or any messaging platform, iMessage, whatever it is, for the Facebook audience. And it's fucking big. It's like 1 billion people use it. So I think to say Facebook's not a formidable opponent for TikTok is a complete fucking joke. It's been one day. Give him a week. Give him a month. Give him 6 months. By the way, TikTok is going to get banned. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if Microsoft can get a deal done by September 15th.
No. September 15th in $50 billion land?
China can just say no. That's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
It's a two-sided party.
Yeah.
China could just forfeit the U.S.
Yeah.
Be like, great, ban us.
Yeah, we don't care. We're still a $100 billion company. We don't need you guys anyways.
I really wonder what happens to ByteDance valuation if TikTok gets banned in the U.S. Because the U.S. customer is definitely the most lucrative.
Yeah. The most valuable customer.
Yeah, by far. We spend more.
Yeah.
Higher discretionary income, everything.
Yeah, you can't market Robinhood in China.
No.
They're probably banned. Robinhood's probably banned in China.
I'm sure you're not allowed to have Robinhood.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I think to say Facebook can't win against TikTok is a joke. ByteDance is $100+ billion company. Facebook's $800 billion.
On its way to $1 trillion.
Stock went up like, I don't know what, 7-8% today, just on the idea that they're going to compete with TikTok. I mean, that's nuts.
Isn't it crazy?
They went up $50 billion today. $50 billion in market cap, Facebook went up today.
A year ago, TikTok was on the fringes of social media. Now it's part of a trade war.
Yeah.
A global trade war.
Yeah. I can't believe they didn't see that coming. They're fucking idiots.
TikTok is.
Yes. They should have spun off the U.S. operation. In the midst of the trade war, someone with half a brain should have been like, because if you had just based the company in America, you could have fucking kept the engineers there. No one would fucking know.
It's Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom is all, the engineering is largely in China.
Build a fat fucking office.
How is Zoom not being regulated? Are these politicians that dumb?
They're not
Entire
using Zoom.
Corporate America is giving away their
secrets. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Every time I have a meeting, I'm on another video platform.
Google Meets has been popular.
I mean, Google is for the small business. I think is very popular. It's free. I did a meeting on the other day on Microsoft Teams. Amazon has Amazon Chime. I do that. I was on Blue Jean. I was on Cisco.
Cisco's, they were the original, I think, with telepresence.
Yeah.
It was just more expensive.
Yeah, it was very business to business. They didn't build a consumer friendly. But I think I don't know. I cannot believe no one at TikTok saw the idea of like, shit, we're in a trade war. I think the hiring of the white CEO was the right move.
That was too late.
That was too late. You should have put the office in America.
I think two things happened. I think it was just short-sightedness from ByteDance, and it went too viral too quickly.
They couldn't even move.
It was the right move should have been a year ago when it was still like a thing, but no one really knew what it was.
No politician even had heard of it.
No one. And then it's literally in the last 6 months, it just went insane. And I don't know. I also don't know if it would have been as successful if they didn't have the engineering power in China.
I think they could have kept that.
Yeah, you're right.
Your point, just fucking say it's an American company.
Yeah.
That you pay American taxes. You pay American, you go rent 1 million square feet in the heart of New York City.
So it's funny. I remember people in technology in April when Zoom just exploded because of work from home. And everyone was like, this is a technological unicorn in the sense that the engineering held. Yeah. That there were very minimal crashes and outages. It's because the fucking teams in China. They're just better.
Yeah. And they don't have to follow the same rules out there. They're just
working 24 hours a day.
Yeah. They're paying people less. Yes. Everything. We'll see. I mean, I think I'm really curious to see what happens with TikTok. Because this is blockbuster. This is the biggest news in the world. There's nothing bigger. I think it's bigger than Corona. Because more people have TikTok than Corona.
By a lot.
Yeah. And on to the last business news. Jeff Bezos continued to dump stock. Another, $3 billion in shares. It was planned part of a pre-sale, but he's dumped $7.5 billion this year. Even he knows the stock's a little too high.
I think these are just scheduled sales. People make too much out of this.
I agree, but it's interesting. $7 billion, not a small chunk of change. He's dumping big lots.
But as the stock keeps going, it's such a small percentage.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 170 billion, I think, and he gave away half.
It's crazy. What is he doing with his money?
I mean, he's going to go to Mars too.
So he's doing it for charitable reasons? Because he already has enough cash that he cannot spend in the rest of his lifetime.
Well, I mean, if you want to go to space, you need money. He's going to space.
Right.
You don't think he's spending $10 billion on going to space?
So, breaking news, TMZ says the FBI raid was not over firearms.
Oh. So my child sex trafficking could be real.
Still on the table.
Wow.
That's crazy. What are they looking for?
I mean, he probably did something stupid and they're just going to use it to like get him. I don't know.
I mean, and I'm sure they confiscated all his computers. There's probably some creepy shit.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, well, let's get into winners, losers, and content. Live on Twitch.
Are we live, Tim?
1 second, we'll put your audio in. All right, you guys are live.
Wow.
I'm live on Twitch.
I haven't got the notice. I need to get the live notice on Twitch. The group chat is live. I follow group chat. I want to see this. Let's see this. Where's my notification? Okay, so winner of the week, Anand. Who do you have?
Shocking winner.
Okay.
PGA Golf.
Wow.
They are crushing every sport in ratings. So we have a handful of sports that are live, and they have a major this weekend, PGA Championships in San Francisco.
Okay.
And there hasn't been any corona outbreak. They test all the players before every tournament. They're playing pretty much every week.
Are there P fans or no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters, right? In golf, fans don't matter. And the ratings are on fire. All the stars are playing. Like Tiger Woods is playing right now.
Wow.
He's in contention.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, it's resonating more with people than other sports right now.
Well, I think if I were to bet, golf popularity in the pandemic exploded. You're outside. It's something that requires so much time and commitment that people have it now. Same thing with tennis. I think tennis is on fire, and I think golf is on fire. because those are basketball courts are closed.
Right.
Right? No basketball courts are open. Tennis courts are open everywhere. Everyone is playing golf.
My friends are playing golf at a record pace.
Yes, because they have nothing to do.
Everyone's getting good, I'm hearing.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Everyone claims they're good.
Yeah.
I got to see some scorecards.
Yeah, it's easy to cheat in golf, I feel like.
I mean, look at the people who are playing. These are born cheaters. People who play golf cheat in life.
Yeah, like, oh, that was close enough to the hole.
Yeah,
we'll count that.
Have a shot, have a drink, gamble. Golfing makes sense that I think, I don't know, I wish I could find a participation stat, but my guess, golf has just fucking exploded.
You know what's also crazy is Tiger's clearly not, he's still good, but he's not one of the best anymore.
Okay.
But if you turn on TV, that's all they show.
I don't even, I'm trying to think, who are the golfers? I know their names. Phil Mickelson.
Old.
Jordan Spieth.
He's young. Rory McIlroy,
I know Rory McIlroy. I know the guy with the flat brim hat. Ricky Fowler. Is he good?
Yeah, you know the young guys.
Yeah, I know the young guys. Who else is good in golf?
Dustin Johnson, do you know him?
Justin Johnson, I know. That's it. I don't know anybody else.
That's fine. It's good enough. More than I thought. When you know more golfers than baseball players.
Definitely.
So golf's hot.
I know Mookie Betts.
And Aaron Judge.
I know Ryan Braun.
Yeah. Christian Yelich.
Trevor Plouffe.
So golf, that's an interesting trend.
Yeah.
I feel like golf hasn't been relevant in years.
I think the pandemic is like one of those businesses that I think really benefited is golf. Like I think outdoor running exploded.
I always thought golf apparel had a shot of becoming just a normal day trend, meaning like people wearing golf.
I think people wear golf polos all the time.
Maybe we should make some.
Then we have to fake pretend like we care about golf.
Just hire a fake CEO.
Hire a fake golfing CEO. Just find some guy that golfs all day. I mean, that's easy.
I know enough of this.
All right, my winner of the week is me. It's my wedding anniversary today.
Happy anniversary!
4 years of being married. What a wonderful ride. So happy anniversary to my amazing wife, Haley. She obviously puts up with me. Imagine this personality all day, every day.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's not easy. It's a big personality that I've now passed on to my son.
He's got a big personality.
Big personality.
You were drowned out. So I was over at Dee's house yesterday getting a haircut. First haircut of the pandemic.
Yeah.
He's drowned out in the house.
Oh, yeah. I can't talk.
You're irrelevant.
Yeah. He says to me, no talk.
Yeah.
So I can't talk.
Show.
When I go get his milk in the morning and go to his crib to get him, he goes, give me my milk, don't talk. Those are the 2 words he said, tell it to me.
Why doesn't he want you to talk?
Because, I'm wordy. I got a lot to say.
He doesn't want to hear it.
He doesn't want to hear it.
He got a fresh cut the other day too.
He got a haircut too, which luckily we had an iPad with the movie on, otherwise he would not have taken it.
He sat pretty still.
Yeah, he did. I was impressed. But yeah, wedding anniversary. Wedding was at Baccara in Santa Barbara 4 years ago. August 6th. Great time.
Nice.
Who's your loser?
My loser of the week, it feels like it's baseball.
Uh-huh.
I know it's both sports. Don't mean to just keep it sports themed, but it just appears that this season's not going to finish with the flare-ups, but games are still going on. So should we even pay attention if we don't think the games...
How are ratings? Have we gotten a sense of that?
I don't know what ratings have been for baseball, but I want to care about baseball. We have enough friends who play the sport, but if you ultimately think the season's not going to happen,
why would you invest in it?
Yes. So I haven't even really paid attention.
Yeah, well, that's really, really interesting. I didn't think about it from that perspective. I just figured, wow, people want to watch baseball anyways.
Right.
That's interesting. Golf could be the real winner.
Golf's a winner.
Yeah.
And if Tiger's in the hunt, I'm watching Sunday if Tiger's in the hunt. I'm not going to watch until I know Tiger's in the hunt.
Is he in the hunt? What is
right
this?
Now?
What tournament is this? Is it
the PGA Championships?
So it's a big one.
It's a major.
Okay. All right. My loser by far is TikTok. I think they're going to be banned. I don't see any way that TikTok is here post September 15th. I think there might be ways you can access it through VPNs. I think what you're talking about, this is not TikTok versus American policy. This is China versus USA. So there's no incentive for either country to back down here. It makes both of them look weak. The right move is China to say, fuck you, and America to ban them.
Yeah, I just don't see why China would sell. So ByteDance...
It's embarrassing. That means America can just rip it out of you anytime they want.
Right. So while ByteDance is technically a private company, what we know about China is the government will backstop whatever brands they think are relevant to the country's image.
Yep.
So similarly how the Fed just pumped the stock market to make sure the U.S. stock market doesn't collapse, if it was that critical for ByteDance to have TikTok and they lost so much money because TikTok's not in the U.S., the government's just going to backstop them.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for China to allow TikTok to be banned in the U.S., especially when they've come out of this pandemic as a winner.
Unscathed.
Yes, unscathed, country's open.
Yeah.
And the U.S. has come out as a loser.
Yeah.
We're like one of the only places that's this bad. And why would you give the U.S. a win?
No, I wouldn't.
Let Trump ban it and take his victory lap.
Take his victory lap. Chinese pride is all-time high.
Microsoft doesn't care that much to...
No. Microsoft would be like, oh, it'd be fun to own TikTok. Mike Satya's like, my kids like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to own it. But it's a fucking waste of their time.
It's a waste of China to be embarrassed on the global stage for $30 to $50 billion.
Chinese people, I've spent a decent enough time in mainland China. They are so fucking prideful. You know how like American pride, Chinese pride is way more. They've never been told that their government has done anything wrong, ever, right?
Yeah, the papers are different. The news they consume is different.
They've been told that everything that they have experienced is the best, and Chinese government is the best. Imagine Chinese young people finding out that they fucking handed TikTok to the Americans. That's a fucking failure.
Yeah, they would never... Yeah, they just can't do that.
You can't. You're better off just saying, if I'm them...
We stand up to the Americans. We're not going to let the Americans take us down.
If I'm them, pull it from the App Store. We're done with you.
That's a good point.
That's the power move. TikTok pulls it out of the App Store and said, we're blocking it to Americans. Any American IP address is gone. You want to dance? You come to our fucking country.
Love it.
You want to wiggle? You wiggle in Chinese.
Yes.
Ban all the American music too.
That's soft power.
Yeah.
We talk about soft power. I read an article yesterday. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think American movies did more in China than they did in the American box office.
That's scary.
What's going to happen to Hollywood?
Yeah.
What they could just ban American movies in China. What's going to happen to...
I saw Mulan is coming out.
Yeah.
$30 they're charging.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Better chill, Disney Plus.
Disney.
All right. Who's your content?
Content is Melrose Street Journal.
Well,
we're putting out hot content. Shout out to Danny Snacks.
Danny Snacks
pumping out articles. Taylor's posting a newsletter every day.
Yeah, it's great.
Fully informed. If you just go to Melrose Street Journal, we give you the quick hits, what's important for the day. Between that, the newsletter, and the podcast, you really don't need to consume anything else.
I agree. I think we're giving enough perspective on enough topics.
Yeah, the just go on the site. The range we have.
Yeah.
We're talking to NRA, and then we talk about TikTok.
Yeah. Where else can you find people about dancing and shooting?
Yes. You said you're either a dancer or a shooter.
Yeah. And you can do both at melrosestreetjournal.com. My content is actually a couple Kathys. They have a band called Running Lights. They're releasing a new song tonight, being Thursday, available at 12 a.m. Eastern, called One in a Million. Mike, Nick, and Steven, longtime friends, and they wrote and recorded this song during the quarantine. They gave me a preview of the song. I really liked it, and so I was like, yeah, let's make this my content of the week. I'm going to play a snippet. If I know how to do that.
All that buildup.
You can edit it to make it sound like I did it seamlessly.
Of course.
The only people who will know is everyone streaming.
Oh yeah, this is live.
Into my life on a Friday afternoon. You stay out when your friends go home. Now I'm falling into you. How can I?
There you go. It's a little teaser. Sounds great. I really like this song. It's going to be available on Spotify and Apple Music. The band is called Running Lights, 1 in a Million. Congrats, guys. As a fellow artist, I know the passion, the hard work, the countless nights and hours it takes to put out music. Tim knows that too, as a fellow artist.
Not as well as you do.
Yeah, the grind is real, and we have more breaking news.
Oh, wow.
Kanye West announces his running mate.
Who's the running mate?
Michelle Tidball, 57-year-old spiritual coach who, like West, lives on a ranch in Cody, Wyoming, and has a deep religious background.
Okay.
So
Black
he
woman?
announced his running mate before Joe Biden.
Yes. Good for him. Ironically, while I was playing this Running Lights song, I got served an ad that's really interesting. The Weeknd seems to be doing a performance on TikTok this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know how much money they must have paid him?
Yeah.
You better grab that bag.
Yeah, I mean, The Weeknd, that's hot. I'm going to tune into that.
Yeah. He's flown to China to many concerts. Many concerts.
Many. Everyone has flown to concerts to China many times. Yes. Americans love China.
American artists and entertainers have been paid so much money for appearances over the last decade. I wonder if that happens in the next couple of years when things open up.
Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate war. And the thing is China can just double down on like Korean pop music, which they love anyways, and just ban American music.
It's just going to be interesting. Like, will they have the balls to like jail an A-list star because of like an old tweet? Anti-China tweet?
I mean, I hope those people are not just waltzing in there.
I mean, what if they forgot that they tweeted in 2017 an anti-China tweet?
Yeah.
And then do a big 100,000 seat arena and then you're in jail.
Like Brad Pitt coming to do a movie premiere in jail.
Yeah.
That's scary. We got some shout outs. What are the shout outs, Tim?
From the stream or just...
No, I mean, we have... Actually, if you're, following what's happening in Beirut, like we talked about today, the Los Angeles Beirut Sister City Committee has set up a relief fund for the American University of Beirut Medical Division. So you can search for that, but we'll also post it. So Pete, please post it on our Instagram with the swipe up so people can donate.
And it was sent by a longtime listener, Andy Marone. So thanks for sending that and sharing it. And hopefully people donate and help. He also works in cybersecurity. So probably a good guy to have on our side.
Yeah. Don't hack us, bro. And then another shout out, Ryan Conlon says he and his girlfriend, Tay Whitson, are big time listeners to the pod. Big Karens. She's from Utah. He's from Dublin, Ireland. And they
Karens or Kathys? Why are they Karens?
Big Karens. And he said lol. Yeah, that is weird. Why are you guys Karens? Fuck you guys. She's graduating on August 8th and she turns 23 on August 13th.
And they haven't seen each other.
That's insane. How does that work?
Since February.
Yeah.
Wow. We have a big fan base in Utah. Have you noticed that?
Mormons love us.
I love Mormon people. They're very nice.
Actually, I am a huge fan of Mormon people.
They're one of the nicest communities.
You know, the thing about it is they're definitely one of the nicest. They're one of the smartest groups of people.
Oh, there's a whole Mormon mafia in high-end finance.
Yeah, for
sure. And they all hire each other at private equity firms.
The one thing I do like about Mormons, they're obviously very devout, but I never have felt pressured their religion onto me because I've known a lot of Granada, actually our high school had a lot of Mormon people. I never felt pressured by a Mormon person, whereas there are other sects of different religions where they're very more aggressive of like...
Oh yeah, I worked in investment banking. Like the guy that trained me, he's Mormon. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Would spend hours extra to like teach me how to do things. Yeah, and he could have gone home to his wife.
Very giving.
Yes.
Another birthday shout out is Ray. He's going to be 28 on August 7th. He is a medical field and MRI technician and an amazing father. No, sorry. Amazing boyfriend and soon to be father.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. And so his girlfriend messaged me. So happy birthday, Ray.
Where do they live?
I didn't get that.
Got it.
And then one of my best friends' birthday, who's also a listener, the longtime listener, August 8th, Ollie Fakari.
Woo!
Turning 40. He's not even 40 inches tall.
Is he your smallest friend?
He is by far the smallest person I know. No one I know is smaller. I don't even know how the Menlo Club fits him. But I literally went to elementary, junior high, high school, college with him. And then he's been on the podcast. He's the one who, recommended not going to Harvard Business School.
Although he did go.
He did go.
Yes.
He went there after his time at Bain Consulting. And what else we got? Is that really it?
Is that it? Are we twitching? People asking questions?
Yeah, maybe we can twitch a little before we do the intro.